So, ladies and gentlemen, we're once again deviating from our regularly scheduled broadcasting of talking about games and wokeness and all of that other fun stuff. And we're going to be talking about internet drama because there is an important lesson to be learned in all of this. Now, we're going to be talking about Jared Monroe. And the reason is because genuinely, this guy is getting money and he's getting sympathy online, and I find it to be nauseating. I find it to be absolutely repugnant that anyone would support this guy, and I'll explain why. This guy, Jared Monroe, came out of nowhere the other day to upload a video saying, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But I have no choice. And he went over these legal documents that he had gotten from Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder is harassing me. He's harassing me legally, and there's nothing that I can do. There's nothing I can do. I need your money. I need your support. Please help me. And people bought into it. They don't like Steven Crowder, so hook, line, and sinker, they came out to support this guy and say, oh man, can you believe that Crowder made this guy willingly sign an NDA? Yeah, because NDAs are willing. This guy willingly signed an NDA and then violated it over and over and over again. And so let's listen to the quartering real quick. I think he does a good job, and he's being retweeted by Mug Club. This is what this guy did, and then tried to seek sympathy, but that's not even the worst part. We're going to get into that because this cesspit that this guy has set up, this guy Jared Monroe, it goes deep. This is a latrine that we're going to have to put our waders on, and I think this is worth talking about.
Jared Monroe willingly signed these documents, willingly, and then willingly violated them multiple times by inserting himself weirdly into the Steven Crowder divorce. That's what all this is about. Unless Jared Monroe releases some level of additional evidence here, I think ultimately, end of the day, Steven Crowder is going to be rich and stay rich. Steven Crowder's ex-wife is going to be rich. And Jared Monroe is going to be flapping in the wind because I have no idea why he inserted himself into this. Here's a message back sent in 2022. They understand right-wing media. They are familiar with who Steven is in that world and things that would destabilize him. They're trying to make him have a mental breakdown. But by employing a media/Brian Freeman and PR strategy that will significantly threaten this public persona and brand. By the way, Brian Friedman is the guy that defended the woman who knowingly lied about that MLB player and ruined his career. That's who that is. They're trying to extort him. So no wonder he's pissed. You may have seen those public claims about Hillary's hardships. Seeking opportunities. I really need a job with remote flexibility. I need money. Well, it turns out that Steven Crowder is paying her $25,000 a month while they sort their divorce. $25,000 a month. That's $300K a year to do nothing. For some reason that I don't know, that Jared Monroe inserted himself into. And I don't know why. I don't know if he has like some sort of crush or emotional attachment to Steven Crowder's ex-wife, or he has some sort of axe to grind against Steven Crowder. I don't think that Steven Crowder is a perfect man. I think that he's made mistakes. I fully believe that maybe people find his work environment toxic, but this is bad.
Okay, so you get a flavor of what's going on. I mean, this guy, Jared, is an opportunist piece of garbage who injected himself into Steven Crowder's messy divorce. And by the way, this is a guy that has gone on record confirming that he made a statement about his kids, about Crowder's kids. This is from this guy. I just don't want him anywhere near those kids. This really disturbs me. This guy is a creep. He's a pervert. He's a weirdo. There is no reason on earth for this piece of human garbage to ever be injecting himself into another man's divorce and trying to say, well, I don't think he should be near those kids. Anyone supporting this guy because you don't like Crowder, you're pathetic. This guy, you think this guy is going to be the hero of the day? No, this guy is an opportunist. He's in the wrong in every possible way. So he says, here we go. In response to this, he says, issue one more tweet or statement endorsing an opinion that I am somehow sexually involved or want to be involved with Hillary Crowder, and we will have a new lawsuit. You want a relationship of some kind with Hillary Crowder. You colluded with her. You are talking about his kids. You are in this by your own free will because you think that it's a golden, juicy opportunity. More than likely, you don't have any sexual feelings for this woman. More than likely, because you look like a soy-infused beta male. You look like Steve Shives. You look like you're a goddamn eunuch. This seems to me that you can't get over the fact that you were the most relevant you ever were with Crowder, and no one even remembers or cares about your name. And that's a bitter pill for you to swallow, and you've been bitter ever since, so you've been going after this guy. Instead of moving on and being successful, which is the best revenge, being successful, but the truth is, no one wants to hear what you have to say because you're a liar. And you're a scumbag. The fact that you would support his wife, after the things that we've seen, the things that we've heard, like she deleted 2,000 hours of footage on the Ring cameras when she was told by the courts not to. Like the fact that she lied about Crowder's dog. You lie about a man's dog. Apparently, the story gets wilder. Apparently, whether it was this guy or whether it was her, they doxed Crowder's location where he has his kids. A woman who is willing to dox the location of her kids. And you think these people are the heroes? You think they're the good guys? No, I'm talking about the story, not because I want to be involved in this divorce, but I genuinely despise people like this. And you have the gall to come out and say, I'm going to file a lawsuit because you dared to have an opinion that I disagree with. Isn't your whole sniveling video, Jared, you going, oh God, he's trying to bury me in this NDA. He wants to silence my free speech. And then you're going to say, well, the reason this guy is doing this is because he may have sexual interest in this other woman. And you think that's a lawsuit? That's not defamation. That is a perfectly reasonable explanation. You're a sad, pathetic, loser-looking man. And that would make perfect sense. Because you couldn't attract a woman any other way. You're not rich. You're not famous. You're not handsome. You're not attractive. You're not intelligent. You are a worm. You're a slime. And you think, okay, well, if I get in good with this woman, maybe she'll pay attention to me. Maybe she'll touch my ding-dong. Makes sense to me. But I can't believe that people would allow their hatred to disorient them to the point where they would support this piece of garbage. Listen, whether I like Crowder or not is irrelevant. When you start messing in a person's divorce and you start going after their dog and you start going after their kids and you're tweeting about, oh, I don't want Crowder anywhere near his kids, that to me goes beyond the civility of our society. That goes beyond, we have a disagreement. You're coming for my kids? I'm surprised Crowder's response was so measured. This guy publicly stated that he said this and he stands behind this. This guy said that he said this and he stands behind this. He stands behind, I stand by this text. You're talking about a man's kids. So, where I come from, that may be a little bit old school, but if you were to do something like this, if you were to come out and say, well, we're gonna collude to try to destroy a man's life and reputation, and we're gonna take his kids. No, no, you would not be okay. You wouldn't be allowed to just exist with impunity, because there's a certain code. You can hate somebody, you can disagree with them, you can despise them. You can have legitimate disagreements, illegitimate disagreements, whatever you want. But the moment that you come after a man's kids, and you come after his dog, and you're trying to hurt him and destroy him, you're colluding with his ex-wife to release this, to try to help her divorce, to get more money, to get more attention. Guy, I tell you what, you're lucky that Crowder is the guy that he is. Because I don't know that I could handle it as well. I don't know that I can handle it as well when you say something on another man's kids. You know, there's a famous rapper, Eminem, and he was famous for losing his mind. If somebody would even mention his daughter's name, he'd be like, it's over. I'm going to destroy you. But you feel comfortable going out there and saying, I want Crowder to lose his kids. Dude. Yeah. Anyway, we're on YouTube. What I will say is this. Never judge a story when it first comes out. Never take somebody's word for something. Always do your due diligence. Always wait for the truth to come out. Because inevitably, it could be just some malicious woman trying to get back at her husband because $25,000 isn't enough. Are you kidding me? These people are the worst. These people are evil. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if you don't like Crowder. I don't care if you hate his guts. But come on. We know what this is. This stinks to high heaven. And if you're not willing to admit it, I don't know what to say. You're not willing to admit that this seems off, that this guy who was a poor victim yesterday, poor Jared, oh my God, oh, tearful video, enough is enough. Now he's threatening lawsuits of his own? Now he's pretty stunning and brave. Now he's really afraid. He's publicly telling Crowder, I stand behind what I said, that your kid should be taken away from you. Unbelievable. Unfrickin' believable. Unreal. Thank goodness that people are talking about this. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to cover this topic because I do think it is rather interesting. I do think it covers a lot of ground. But I'm sick and tired of watching these people get away with all of this malicious behavior and be rewarded for it. The fact that this guy got $70,000 is disgusting. I think people, if they can, should request a refund because this guy doesn't deserve a cent. This guy deserves to be buried in litigation for the rest of his life. This guy deserves to be destitute and penniless because whatever you may think of Crowder, whatever you may think of what he's done, having some random perverted, degenerate loser come in and start messing with you through your divorce and try to take away your kids and advocate that you lose everything. That guy is somebody that you should be very, very wary of. Anyway, that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next.